They're so good. To all the guys out there watching this video, you've been lied to. Our culture has created this standard that every guy has to strive for in order to be a man. We all know it. Have a nice car. Be smooth with the ladies. Emotions make you weak. Guns make you strong. Being tall is an advantage. Building muscle is essential. You gotta have nice clothes and a neatly trimmed beard and a cool haircut. You gotta know how to fight and win. You gotta like sports. You gotta know how to chop wood. You gotta be strong and assertive and be able to provide, and the list goes on and on and on. But it's not true. That's not masculinity. That's not what makes someone a man. Because you can be all of those things and have all of those things, but still be a boy. Still be immature and an adolescent. And that's because this cultural definition of masculinity is a lie. All of those things will never make you a man. Because there have been a lot of great men throughout history who haven't met one or even any of those standards. And yet they're still revered as great men. Personally, I've struggled with this a lot, trying to figure out what exactly being a man means and when I could finally start calling myself a man, which is silly, but I too fell victim to our culture's pressure to adhere to these standards. But there was this moment in my life where it all became very clear. Back in 2014, I was dating this beautiful girl named Amy Jo, and while she didn't know it yet, I was gonna marry her. We were both in college at the time, and she lived in an older house a little ways from campus, and it wasn't the best neighborhood. They had had a couple of security and break-in issues earlier in the year, and they had this wooden bat as their main line of defense. I wasn't super thrilled with her living there, but it was cost effective and she lived with her best friends. One night we were watching a movie together and there was this noise at the back door. It sounded like someone was throwing their shoulder into the door trying to break in. We looked at each other and I could see the panic in her eyes. And in that moment I had this great realization. Oh, this is on me. Up until that point, my father had been the protector of our family. I never really had to worry about that kind of thing. But now, in that instant, with someone potentially trying to break in, that responsibility became mine. So I grabbed the bat and I checked on the door, and thankfully there was no one there and it was intact and it was all fine. Nothing really happened. But I left that night with a brand new understanding of what being a man actually was. And let me be clear, masculinity doesn't mean, protecting the girl or anything like that. I think masculinity is actually really simple. I think masculinity is simply taking responsibility over your life and the words you speak and your actions and your decisions and the greater good that you are personally capable of. It means having integrity and standing up for what you believe in, regardless of what others might say. It means not just stumbling aimlessly through this life, making absent-minded and self-serving choices with a mask of indifference or apathy, but having courage and living intentionally and responsibly with purpose. So to all those guys out there trying to figure out what being a man actually means, you don't have to marry someone or climb a mountain or shoot a gun or get the big job or win a fight to be a man. You simply have to start taking responsibility over your life. Because at some point in your life, whether in a moment or over time, you too will realize this is on you. Everything in your life is on you. I don't know what the M&Ms are a metaphor for, but they are fun-sized and delicious.